Okay, here is our second part of our video for adding a hand to our centaur model. So, um, so you guys know my centaur's hands are already done. You don't see them here. We'll be importing them. I did them separate. There's a great tutorial on YouTube by Uniform 2007 called 3D Studio Max. It's 3ds Max tutorial modeling hand. It's a three-part video and it shows you exactly how to model a hand. Also, he has a video up on how to model a head, and that's the same head that I will be attaching in our third video. So you guys can watch that, model your head, and then you can come back to this when I have the third one up showing how to add the head to this. So here we have our model, of course. Um, that little, I have a little camera there for later on. So, um, next step, we need to add the hand. So we need to zoom in a bit, make sure this is selected, and pull this out a little so you see my half. So wherever you saved your hand model, you need to go import it. Go under import, merge 3D Studio Max file. Basically, it's to merge it with this. Click on it. Go to wherever you have it saved at. And so we go. I have it called hand. So make sure it's highlighted, because if it's not highlighted, then it's not going to appear in your actual project. So click OK once you highlight it. Mine's called Object Hand, and my hand's down here. So we're gonna make mine a little bit bigger because when I modeled it, I modeled it pretty small. So we're gonna. So this should be about the size your hand. If you notice when you model your hand, it's a little too small or too big. That's decent size. So alright, there we go. So I'm gonna add our hand here. So here's our hand. If you click on my hand right now, it has many vertices on it. And if I click on vertex, you're gonna see that there's 8. I'll zoom in just so you guys can see. I have 8 on my hand. You might have less, you might have more, but that depends on how you modeled it. But if you select your model itself, you don't have that many vertices on there. You only have 4. If you're following this video exactly, you should. Unless you edit it to have a turbo smooth, then you might have 8 or however many vertices your hand has. So if you like this model of the hand separate, I could give you the OBJ. Just hit a comment up and let me know, and I could send that. Um, so what we need to do, since I only have 4 segments, which I need 8, we need to click edge, and you need to select this edge and this edge, and we're gonna connect them. So that would, if you look at vertex, we now have 6. Then we're gonna do it one more time because we need a total of 8. Since my hand has 8, and most hands have 8 as well. So make sure it's selected again, then hit connect. So then next step, we're deleting the excess lines, and you'll see why. So we're gonna hit remove, and if we go under vertex, you still see we have 8. So now we select here, and we're gonna hit delete because we need both ends open so we can connect the hand. So the next step is we're moving the vertices so that it molds a little bit better with adding the hand to our model. So I'm making it a little bit round so it's easier to access it. Pull up a little bit. There we go. So now we have 8 segments for our hands. So it should be like a little circle. If when you pull it, it doesn't really look like a circle, that's still fine. All you really need is so that when we attach these two to make it as one object, then attach the hand to the model is really what we're aiming for. So we're going to make sure our hand's a little bit closer to the actual model of our centaur. And you can see that it's straight. There we go. So next step, I'm going to rotate it up just a tad so it's kind of even. Now we're going to select our centaur model, then select our hand model. Actually, sorry, said that wrong. So we're going to select this first. And we're going under, attach, and then click your hand. So now it's the same color as you see. Mine's pink. Whatever color your box was is what it is, unless you changed it. Unclick your attach. So now it's one model. When you move it, it's one model. So here we go under our symmetry, our editable poly. Pull down, go under vertices, and this is where we start attaching. You see it's on the other side as well. Attaching our hand to our body. So we're going to start with the bottom two. First go target weld, pull, and now it's connecting. Make sure that it is getting pulled to the right sections, because if it's getting pulled to other parts of the arm, it's not gonna look right after you model it. So I'm gonna pull in a little bit. So now we have 3 done. So we have 3 more. Click target weld again. Pull it down a little bit, actually. So here we are. Okay. Alright, and now the last vertex is going right here. There we go. So if you pull out, actually you see our hand is now connected to the rest of our model. At this point, this is where you'll start selecting the vertices and making sure that it fits correctly. Now that I move that, it now looks like the wrist of the hand. Don't worry that you have, with my model, I have it turbo smooth with the hand, and you can tell that it's not the same anymore. To fix that, let's pull this out a little. What we're going to do is we're going to select our model, go under editable poly, and we're going to pull down. Actually, first, before we pull down, we need to select polygon. We're going to select the whole thing. The whole thing you need to select. Select it all. There we go. And then we're going to go pull all the way down towards the bottom. And you see how it says polygon smooth groups? We're going to clear all. So now it's all one type. And that also gets rid of any excess shading. And you can see that now my hand, now the hand looks exactly like the rest of the model. So at this point, this is where you'll start. You keep editing the model so that the arms actually look like arms and not giant blocks. to always double check if it's round, your forearms and your upper arm and your shoulder is following the actual schematics of an actual human. Good way to put it is click on, so we're going under your modifier list. You can hit um, T to go down to T faster, go turbo smooth, and now you can see, well, how much more our arms are a little too big compared to our wrists and hands, so we need to round it off a little bit more. A good way to, when you're working on this, you're going to still see that it's boxed. That's fine, because when we attach the head later, we don't want to have too many um, vertices, or I'm going to have it set up for our next video that I'm going to have it in my turbo smooth. How to do that, which I'll show right now before I end this, is you'll make sure this is selected. Right click and go down to convert editable poly, and now it's in turbo smooth. So when you click vertices, now every vertex is, you can see every line, every vertice that is in turbo smooth. And well, from here you just keep editing. If you need me to show you where I edited, I could do another video for you. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments and feedback. See you next time.